Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, 3-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Pucker's New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go Devils!
Buddy, welcome to the Uncle Puckers. I am Chris. The guy in the middle is Tim, and the guy who lost his Jesus light is Bob.
What's this like subscribed?
Yeah, that's do you nice. Like that? I've been dicking around trying to get I wanted to do an overlay, right? Like, so, you know, and I can't figure it out. Something that'll load onto this. I made a couple and StreamYard won't accept them for some reason. So these were ones that like StreamYard has that, you know, so I saw that and so I figured there's a couple like that's on there. Like we can do all kinds of shit.
These are all irrelevant.
Yeah. I mean, we can just throw our shit right above it, you know, like,
oh wait, leave that there.
Hey,
that's
look,
good.
go Tim.
Saw that coming. You guys are so mean to me.
Yeah. We love you, Timmy. We love you.
Why are we so close up now? This is giving me a kind of a complex.
I'm a little. I know. I'm like.
We're like big heads. Oh.
Ooh.
Pull
back
better? A little bit. I kind of like that.
A little throwback.
Yeah.
Do that. No, that's too much.
Let's do that.
Like this one, or do you like the circles?
Meadowlander. I don't. Meadowlander. What should we do? Should we do the circles, the squares, or the close-ups?
We don't have triangles.
Oh, thank God.
I know it's very exclusionary in terms of the.
And we have our names,
geometric options.
Let's just leave it where it is and try to figure out if we're going to talk any hockey.
I do have a little bit of hockey to talk about.
Sure.
So, hi, Meadowlander. How are you, buddy? Thanks for checking in again, everybody. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff does help the little podcast that could. We're just trying to, you know, to quote Mr. Mackey, I'm just trying to make my nut, okay? Just trying to make my nut.
Oh, my nut got bigger.
Did you see the episode yet?
Yeah, it's fucking hysterical.
I have not watched it yet.
I've
only seen clips. But
all right, it says Meadowlander says squares, so
all right, well, there we go.
It does.
We have squares. Circle gets the square.
It was very funny. They go after Ice and Christy Gnome and
I saw the one clip where they go into like Dora the Explorer on ice or whatever. It's like, and they go and they just start taking everybody out of the door show. Hang on, I gotta put a light on real quick. I'm getting dark in here.
So, Tim,
hey, what's up? I was running a little late because I had to I'm making a pizza dough and my yeast wasn't proofing the way I wanted to.
Damn it.
Very annoying.
I hate when the yeast doesn't poof. Yeah.
Proof.
Right. That sounds even worse.
You guys, I'm sure we've all done it, right? You buy something at the store and you go home and you think, oh, I got the wrong one. Like, oh, I bought decaf coffee instead of regular coffee like an idiot, right? Like we've all done this.
Sure.
So I did it today, not with coffee, with something else, because there was an item that I picked up today. And after I saw what it was and opened it, and I realized I didn't know that this existed. And then I thought, why does this fucking exist? They don't have the
dildo measurements on the outside of the box.
No, that's the problem. I got it home. I was like, this is
only 8 inches. This is only 8 inches. I wanted the 10.
I mean, come on. I got to glue 2 of them together just to fucking get off here. So, scented toilet paper.
Groovy.
I almost said I shit you not, and then I realized that's a bad pun. So I didn't say it. But scented toilet paper.
Scented toilet paper.
Clean linens, and it smells terrible. Like the only thing I think of like is that's gonna probably give the women in my house like a UTI or some type of fucking
it's probably just some kind of chemical,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Do we
something
need
unnatural about it? And the smell that it's supposed to go with, I don't see that mixing well.
No. It's kind of like this new craze for like the full body deodorant. I don't care who you are. There ain't a spray on earth you're putting down your crack that's going to make that okay. It's not going to happen.
I have not worn deodorant in about 4 years.
Like
Even under
underarm
the
deodorant?
arms?
Yes.
Are
any
you worried about
deodorant.
the aluminum? You worried about the aluminum?
No, I actually, for some weird reason, like deodorants, I'm allergic to them. I put them on, and I've tried a million of them, and my
It's just shit don't
pits
stink,
get
Tim.
so freaking itchy, and I
That's kind
gotta
of I
like,
think that's my next question is like, do you fucking smell?
never,
Do you like your
ever,
ass?
ever. Only if I have clean linen scented toilet paper. Hey, Steven, welcome, buddy. How you doing, man?
So
Have you
you
tried
smell like
natural deodorants?
you smell like scented linen and shit, and not deodorant.
Yeah,
Right.
basically, yeah. So
Hey, at
scented
least
toilet
he
paper.
doesn't work in a hot kitchen in August or anything like
It's
that.
really crazy that I don't smell and I don't have body odor. And yeah, a lot of people
Burned all that out from all those years sweating your ass off.
As someone
Maybe.
who took, I don't.
What?
Go on.
This isn't intended to be. It's going to be marginally racist. I apologize in advance, but as someone who lived in New York City and took a lot of taxis, I'm very attuned to BO, especially in the summer.
Yes.
It
Yes.
can be pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
I used to
So
have
that's
this.
what I expect Chris smells like now.
No.
I'm going to look at you right now. I'm looking at you right now and be like, that guy fucking smells.
Trust me, if I smelled, I have people in my life that would be painfully honest with me.
Very
and
honest,
then
yeah.
I would definitely be doing something to take care of it. And there's many times that I've like come home from work and just been covered in sweat and grease and grime and just like taking my shirt off. I go out to my wife and I'm like, do I smell? She's like, you smell like a restaurant. I'm like, no BO, no BO. Okay.
Yeah.
And then so
Yes,
I mean,
Meadowlander, slow hockey news day.
there is something that I do want to talk about though.
Well, I was
about hockey.
okay.
But go ahead.
I was just gonna say about the Devils. We got Novo back from NJ.com. There was the interim kid Gabe lasted a year and got rode out of here pretty quickly. So that's good that we'll have someone in the press room that actually asks real questions of the coaching staff and stuff like that.
Good.
Yeah, we saw that Meadowlander. Dallas Stars are now. That Nate Bastian is now the problem of Dallas. So
he's going to shred the AHL for the Texas Stars.
It's a two-way deal, right?
I don't think so. No, it's one-way deal, I think. But
well,
I'm just joking. He stinks. Fuck that guy.
Can we just make because the press release that was sent out was flawed. It was absolutely flawed because it completely confused me and Bobby. I don't know if Bobby was just saying that to like make me feel better that I'm fucking dumb, but
nope.
Okay, so we're both dumb.
I saw it on Twitter of him in a Dallas jersey.
I see a picture of a guy wearing a Devils jersey, I assume. I see 5 guys in togas stabbing another guy in front of an audience. I shoot the bastard. That was a Shakespeare in the Park production of Julius Caesar, you idiot. 5 actors. Good ones.
Yes, the headline was signed Bastian, whatever. Big image of him in a Devils uniform. I was like, shit, there goes the season. Had no idea that it was a little Dallas Stars thing on the top there. I don't have that kind of attention span on a text thread where I'm probably not wearing my glasses anyway. I just saw a blurry image of a devil named Bastian.
And it said
so you guys found out via Tony's text message that he copy and pasted?
Yeah. Well, Tony sent us saying that that Dallas had signed him. So, and
not to be the breaking news guy, but I sent that like an hour before he did.
No, I know.
Oh, no, yours too. Yeah,
but
Bastian
Tony,
in an AI Dallas jersey.
Oh, I didn't
see that.
No, you sure you sent that?
The actual tweet? Yes.
No, the pucker group, not the fucker group. You got to get your groups right.
We did not get a text with him in a Dallas jersey. Nope. We only got the text with him in the Devils jersey. So I'm So when Tony sent the text saying that Dallas had just signed him, I'm thinking, why? What was this? Some weird sign-in trade? Like we signed this guy and then just shipped him to Dallas? Why? He's a UFA. He could have signed with them. Why were we even involved?
It's gonna sting like hell when his name's on that cup, though, right? Damn.
It's funny that you say that. I am working right now on our way too early power rankings, which I hope to put out there next week. So, but yeah, I do want to talk about Andre Palat for a second.
First image I have from
Dallas Stars signed.
Right. He's wearing a Devils jersey.
He's wearing the Devils jersey.
What other jersey does he have?
A Dallas Star
Superimpose
one?
some Dallas stuff on there, dude. That's all we're
It's
saying. We're dumb.
It's
We
literally
scrolled. We
tweeted
saw
out from.
Devils.
All right, you know what? Because the
Slow
image
down
wasn't
for
the
us.
image wasn't the image. You got to click into the image and you'll see it's from Dallas. Also, another context clue could have been "Welcome to Texas hockey."
Again, you're assuming we're gonna read anything past the giant image, which
Right.
we did not do.
Fine. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hang on
Or
one second,
Jackson was like,
guys.
"Oh shit!" You probably should have been like, "Bob, why are you saying oh shit to that? We don't care. It's their problem." Instead, you said nothing.
That's
So
why I
went
was.
the whole
That's
half
why.
of the day
Well,
thinking
because
he
I
was
was
a
doing
devil.
stuff. All right. And like when I saw you guys being like, "What is this sign-in shirt?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Right.
So
So that's
your
what,
confusion confused me.
right, which makes sense until we went back and I actually read the text. Oh wait, Dallas signed him. We didn't sign him. That makes all the sense in the world.
I don't like how iPhones sometimes do that, where you take a screenshot of something and if you send it, it like makes it smaller and cuts out part of it. Because
And I was busy at work, so like I just looked at it, like I didn't, make take a lot of time on it.
It's painfully obvious that we give text threads as much attention as we do putting together a podcast. So we're consistent, which is really good.
But
tons of preparation.
You guys find something else to talk about. You're also smart.
Well, actually, we had an hour show planned to talk all about Andre Palat and his expected goals, I think. So
no, it has nothing to do with that. This is more of a, not really what are we expecting from Andre Palat, because I think we all know what we have.
I was fucking
what
with
we're going to
Steve
get. I know you were. and Meadowlander, you are 100% right here. He writes that I think Palat was valued for cup experience. Let me put it up on the board. To provide leadership. It didn't work out. We were paying his pension for work done in Tampa. Okay. You're 100% right, because when we brought him here, it was for that reason. It was this younger roster that are looking to make that next step, guys to build around with Jack and Nico and Brad.
Perfectly fine with those types of deals. It's a part of the game. Totally get it.
And you brought him in, and we can argue whether or not he served his purpose. We're not in the dressing room, so we really don't know if there was any, how much of a leader was he. We don't know any of that, but it doesn't matter, because at this point in the Devils, this iteration of them, Andre Palat no longer is needed for any of those things that we originally brought him in for. Right now, either he has to retire, go play someplace else. I don't give a shit. But the more that I think about this roster right now, and the fact that we do have quite a few younger dudes that are stepping in, that, who knows? You might get a guy like, LaChance or Hamaniho, or somebody come in that did what Dawson Mercer did 4 years ago at training camp, right? We all expected that was Alex Holtz's spot. And Dawson Mercer got in the training camp and said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. And he made the team. So if you have a guy that does step up and just makes it impossible to say, we got to send this guy down to the A, Andre Palat serves no purpose. And if he is on this roster moving forward, all he is doing is taking the spot of a younger talent that might be able to come in and infuse a little bit more into this roster and the gameplay than what he is. I, to this day, cannot figure out why he is here, why we are moving forward with this. And the fact that we can't, and I said the other day, Anaheim was a good spot, or Chicago. Send him to the Blackhawks, and we can get that Bedard guy or somebody. I don't know, maybe. I don't want.
Never heard of him.
I mean, what are you going to get for Andre Palat? Right, a late 5th, 6th round draft pick. Like, he's not going to get
machine and like a used iron.
Right? Yeah, a Happy Eating Snickers bar and a couple of bucks. I get it.
Because here's the real truth too. All the other GMs know exactly why you're getting rid of him. Because he serves no purpose on your team.
But he doesn't serve a purpose on our roster.
Right.
That doesn't mean he doesn't serve a purpose on somebody else's roster. If you are that upcoming team that does believe, this year we're going to try to make that playoff push, the Utahs, the Seattles, Anaheims, and I thought Chicago, just because they need kind of that bottom 6 guys that with the experience, it's a good spot for him. He does bring value to another team, and he brought value to the Devils 4 years ago. But right now,
I've been kind of having fun with the Palat train bashing, right? It's kind of been my thing for a few years. But the reality was, never hated the guy, never hated the style of play, what he can bring. From day one, I did say that contract's going to suck in a couple years. I understood why they were overpaying for it, because you're trying to build that kind of culture. But I knew this was not going to go through term, or at least it shouldn't go through term. So do I still think he's a valuable hockey player? I absolutely do. I really don't mean to shit on him all the time. Just kind of the fun. But he does, to Chris's point, like there's no place for him on this roster. We have to move forward. And I think we said on the last show, until we have the balls to start doing moves like that, and even if it means it's a straight up loss, I can't do anything, I just got to cut him and eat something, then that's a business decision that you have to do for the betterment of winning. I just want to start seeing that from the Devils too, because Fitzgerald can talk all he wants about building this team, but like I want to see him like throw his chips in, man. Like it's time to really start making this thing work. Give it a full run.
Yeah, and like a couple of things. Like we all have our opinion of Palat, mostly because of on ice play. And to your point about him being brought in for the veteran leadership, cup winning, all that jazz. Like we don't know what's said in the room, how he's thought of, and how he's valued in the room. I do know that he wears an A, so they obviously value something there. I seem to remember an interview with him where he said something like, "I'm not really all that vocal," and you don't necessarily need to be like a vocal loudmouth type of guy to display leadership. And he could be the type of guy that when he does say something, you shut the fuck up and listen. Because I would like if like maybe it obviously didn't go anywhere last season. If Palat got up in like February and was like, "Hey, we need to get our shit together," everybody's like, "Shut up, Andre." The other side of that is he did have a 10-team no trade clause, so like he can't get Barclay Goodrow. They can't, because he has a no movement clause and a no trade clause, so he can't get waived and then basically traded after that. So what his agent could have done with him is said, no Chicago, no, like the team with the most cap space is Anaheim. They could have put that on it. Right. Then it's San Jose, Chicago, Columbus, Calgary. Those could all be on his list. Pittsburgh, Detroit, Carolina. Carolina wouldn't want him. Detroit, maybe. I don't know. God knows what the fuck Eisman's trying to do out there.
Nobody knows.
But then you start to get into like Minnesota has $9 million. Are they really going to take $6 million and chew that up?
But you don't need...
Nashville has $9 million. Nashville would be a great place for him because they're collecting all the old guys.
It's also not, you can also do some type of 3-team trade here. I mean, you can have a team take half of the contract, you kick a late pick to that team, have the other team take the rest of it, and give a couple of late round picks to that team.
Hell, we can eat half the contract because it frees up what we need for Luke. You know what I mean?
You're right.
All that Uncle Pucker money rolling in.
So you can, yes, us personally can take a contract. We just put him on the podcast.
Let me take another mortgage out of my house really quickly.
I mean, he's got what, $6 million a year?
Yeah.
So $6 million a year for a guy that has given us in his 3 years in New Jersey 23, 31, and 28 points.
Right.
Played 77 games last year. He had 28 points. This is a $6 million a year guy. Like, there's no way that
Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt. With Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt.
Right. Okay. There you go. Yeah.
He sucks. He fucking sucks.
It just does. I cannot, on this day in August, whatever the hell the date is, right? August 11, 2025. We're 2 months away from everything kicking off here, and this guy's still on the team. And I just, for the life of me, cannot figure it out. Now, granted, he was never this, awesome point producer. The most points he ever had was the 13-14 season. He had 59 points for Tampa, 23 and 36. So he got his 59. And hey, Devil Heaven, what's up, man? I'm sorry. No, 63. He did that the year after the 14-15 season. He had 63 points. That was the most that he's ever had. And then he left Tampa, played 77 games his last year in Tampa with 49 points. Came to Jersey, only played 49 games, had 23 points, and then 71 for 31 points. And last year, like I said, the 77 games for 28 points. there's just no way that there's no way Tom Fitzgerald can square this guy being on this lineup. And I think, and you definitely cannot talk about taking the step forward and being a Stanley Cup contender and have this guy on your top 6. Like, what?
Right. Especially looking around the league, and there's like Jared McCann makes $5 million, Alex Tuck makes 4 and change. It's just like, if we could have one of those guys in that spot, but I don't know. Like I just don't see like there's any sort of path. And like I said before, like the team could value certain things about him more than we do.
Right.
So
that's it. At this point, with our core, do we really need Andre Palat to hold everyone's hand and kind of guide them through the playoffs and all this stuff? Like, we don't need that. And he will be literally blocking a younger player from possibly getting on this team. And I mean, I know that the talk is always, it's Mercer going, it's Palat going, it's Hamilton going. Those are the 3 guys everybody talks about trading. Like, I don't care if Dawson Mercer is on this team. I really don't. I will say, though, that the thought of him playing third line center scares the shit out of me. Like, if that is where he is positioned this year, I think we're in trouble. Hamilton is not going anywhere. I want to see Dougie get back to form and become that power play threat that he has been all through his career, and I think he will be. This year, I do expect a lot more from him. But Palat, like, I can say, okay, if you told me that Mercer was going to be playing on the wing with Nico and Timo,
right,
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. Let's see it. But Palat, no. There's no spot on the roster that I think he fits in. I just don't see it.
It's that anchor mentality we were talking about before. You have him on those first 2 lines. I feel like he's going to drag it down. If you put him on 3rd or 4th, where he should have, profiled to play the whole time, I don't know that we mentioned that, some leaders aren't vocal. Then I expect to see it on the ice. Now, maybe I'm completely missing it, and I'm sure I've seen it on some shifts or some assists or some board play. But as just a consistent metric for the whole year, I'm not seeing anything that tells me, boy, these guys are following his effort level.
Right.
I'm just not seeing it. And that's what I knew about him before he got here. This guy will go through a wall for you. And I see that I'm seeing it in slow motion, therefore it's not registering. But it's just, I think the experiment's done, dude. It's just done.
Yeah, hang on. Let me pull some.
I mean, three full seasons. I don't know how much more we're going to get. All he is a year older, a year slower, Devil Heaven writes here, absolutely, Palat would be great on third line if we were deep enough up front. Again, Metalander, to answer your question, Glass for 3 seed, definitely not Cotter. I do not want to see him as a
Cotter's a wing.
Yeah, I don't trust Cotter half the time. He's when he's on and noticeable, he's so fucking fun to watch.
There's
just times I'm doing it now.
He's going in now. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, to his point, there are times when Cotter, you're like, holy shit, where the fuck has this guy been? And then all of a sudden he goes back to being, just an absolute plug. And you're just like, I don't get it. It's hopefully because he's still young, like he can kind of evolve with his game a little bit and put together whatever sort of hockey sense he still needs. But I wanted to pull something up. I don't think I can actually. No, we need Chris for this. But the Athletic does a every year they do like a contract efficiency rating based on everything. So I had the Devils in a nice graphic. But
I mean, Cotter, he's going to be a supplemental player. He's going to be a guy that you're putting down with a lesser role that hopefully surprises you here and there. And when he's not lighting the lamp like crazy, can at least fall back into a good kind of hockey player. I don't think he's not projecting to be anything other. Certainly don't want him anywhere near center. But I do like the guy. There's room for a guy like that on the team, because he can come up with that really awesome goal. I think he just, like you said, just needs to learn more.
Yeah, it's I see him and Brown being like a fourth line, left wing, right wing, and just being absolute menaces on the forecheck, and that's kind of what we need. And like Keith talks about the connectivity between shifts, but if they could just pound the shit out of the other team's defense, not their defense, um, and then that puts Jack's line, that puts Nico's line into a much better position. If Cotter and Brown can pin, like a first pairing defensive pair in the defensive zone for a minute at a time, where the other team's coach has to put his third pair out, and then we can let Jack go out and feast on the third pair. There are a lot of deployment things, and that's why that blog that I wrote, my first blog for All About the Jersey, was talking about the depth and speed, and I really do believe, and maybe it's just the optimist in me, that we are going to be a lot better as a team, as a cohesive forward group in general. Our defense, I think, was good. Like, we were one of the best D-cores defensively in the league last year. Could use a little more offense out of them, but a lot of that offense is tied to how the forwards produce and how the forwards do things. And it's just all interconnected. So, trying to isolate out one guy versus another guy is kind of a futile exercise, because you need the whole lineup to be churning. Hockey is very much, basketball relies, on one or two guys. You get one or two guys, that changes the whole complexion of your team. Football, you get a good quarterback, that changes the whole complexion of your team. Baseball, you get you have one really good starter one day, a fucking trash bag the next day. And it's just like, it's two totally different things. So hockey's a one sport where everything needs to be cohesive from shift to shift.
Well, yeah. And then there's also, just the energy and flow and momentum that happens in hockey better than any other sport I've ever watched. And that's what you're talking about. If you have certain attributes that are coming out in your third and fourth line that are doing something that sets up all the other lines, and that just gets them flowing. It is an amazing sport that way, isn't it? Because it is so connected, like you said, dude. It's just every little part. With my kid now, of course, being in hockey, and our two different teams and all these different coaching, man, you just see it. You see how important like each detail is, regardless of your role, your minutes, whatever. You could be just as valuable in a checking role as you can be if you're the kid who you go get me the goal. He's going to pin the guy on the wall for you so you can do it. It all has to happen together.
Yeah. And, you saw Paul Maurice kind of in a clip of him was going around of him saying it at the end of the, game 6 of the Stanley Cup final, where he put the fourth line out there on purpose, being like, you guys go out there because, you're just part of this. You got us here. That's really a thing. And just to answer Devil Heaven's question, Jack's a center. Like, I know people worry about his face-offs. I've said before, I don't really give too much of a fuck about face-offs. It's how he plays and controlling the whole ice. When you're playing wing, you kind of have a little bit more of a lane than you do as a center. A center affects more of the ice in play, and that's the other thing is like, when you're rolling over those lines, having, and I think this is something that people who are complaining about our off season aren't really kind of sinking in, is that Nico and Jack are two absolutely elite centers in this league, and they're going to be playing 40 minutes of every 60-minute game. The other two centers are, going to be playing, 20 minutes, maybe 12 minutes and 8 minutes based on deployment, based on how the game goes. So I think if you have one of those two out there for 2/3 of every game, you're doing pretty well. And, you look around the league, Carolina's second line center is Kakinemi. Washington's first line center is fucking Strome. The Rangers have Miller, but he's 34. I don't think there are a lot of teams that have a better 1-2 punch at center. I know it gets a little rough falling off after that, but if Glass can be that shutdown guy that a lot of his metrics say, and Keith is like, concentrate on that, then yeah. But, if they want to do deployment things where they put that Jack Nico Brat line out there, in certain situations, I love it when Keith does that. Like, they're just so fucking good together.
Yeah, and that's another reason why it's really important if Glass can become that third line center that we need. It gives you more reason to look at the Mercer situation and say, do you really want to have this guy going down in your fourth line center? You're better off having him in a top 6 supporting role with 4 of our studs. And then that solves one of those problems to me. But again, that's the last time I'll say it. It kind of hinges on Palat not being here.
Yeah, it does. And we talked about, like the trying to piece together lines in our heads. There seems to be an extra. We have a top 12 forwards, and there seems to be an extra one that will need to be mislotted to make that work.
Right.
And I think Palat is that odd man out.
Mm-hmm.
He has to be that odd man out. Especially if you're going to put Mercer, up on Nico's wing or on Jack's wing or something like that. Great. And I was toying around with lines in my head again, and I keep coming back to putting Brett, Nico, and Timo together on a line. I think that would be a really, really strong line. Then maybe you could do like Jack, Mercer, and Dadonov and Grits the Glass, and but then I run into it again where I'm like, where's Palat go? You're just gonna have $6 million rotting up in the stands? Like you can't do that. That's the other problem. It's like he's making $6 million. You kind of need to play that. You can't just leave that sitting in the press box.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody would be disappointed if Mercer's on one of those supporting roles in the top 2 lines and, pots in 25 goals.
Yeah.
That's silently sitting on, pops a few in. Chris, welcome to the Uncle Puckers.
Dude, I can't guarantee I'm going to be here long, but thanks for having me.
Missed opportunity to be like, I'm here for the gangbang.
Oh yeah, I'm here for the gangbang. Me and Dirty Bob were in the back of the Prius. Did you see us over there?
So I wanted to. So we were talking about contracts, Palat, filling in some conversations, talking about your little chin music and how weird it is.
Did I miss something?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Just how the lines are going to fit together. The connectivity between shifts. But what I wanted to share something is this is something that the Athletic puts together.
I hate the Athletic.
Whatever.
But you're gonna like this.
But this is a graphic. Can you read that? Okay. So this is
yeah, totally.
So this is contract. Basically, they do contract efficiency. So and look, I get Jack is hurt a lot, but this is really his on ice impacts and how that affects it. So this doesn't take into account, how many games people miss. So the Devils overall have a very good kind of split of where all their spending is. Obviously, Jack, a lot of that incremental value comes from Jack at almost $40 million. And like, that's almost as much as everybody else combined. And then Brad, Nico, Nason is pretty high, which I was a little surprised to see, but there he is down there at the bottom of the forward group, Bob.
Is that a D?
Friend. That is a D for Andre Palat. They gave the Connor Brown deal a C. I feel like I've seen a couple people be kind of down on that deal. And I think people are kind of looking at it in like a cost per fourth line role and thinking it's too much.
Is that what they're looking at, or are they looking at it saying that he's too old for a 4-year deal?
It's there's some other things. I didn't, like you said, fuck the Athletic. It sucks, but like it gets it's kind of annoying in terms of their long-winded explanations. I was like, just show me the chart, man.
Sorry, that was funny. Devil heaven.
Oh fuck! I froze. Where was
so
I?
What were you saying about lines?
Okay, yeah. So I'll finish my thought about this, and come out, and Bob can explain about the lines. So people are saying, like, in a vacuum, Connor Brown as a fourth liner, $3 million a year is a lot, especially for the next 4 years, since he's going to be 35 or so when the deal is done. But the way I'm kind of looking at it is that full picture of we have so many places where we have really good efficiencies in our overall kind of contract makeup, with the deal that Jack Hughes has, with the deal that Nico has, with the deal that Brad has. And one thing that I think is really underrated that people don't mention in terms of contract efficiencies is our goaltending. We have like $5 million lined up in those two. That's half of Bobrovsky's total. So, so just looking at contract efficiencies and who's the best, who's the worst, it's kind of a silly exercise, but and with that.
But the contract. Look, I think Tom Fitzgerald's done a very good job with a lot of these contracts. I think that all the A's across the board, they're all there for a reason. They're good contracts, and I understand why you paid Palat what you paid him. I completely understand that. And at the time, it looked great. But again, we have kind of gotten past that. We've gotten past the need for him on this team. So that's
the most glaring thing for me on there is not Brown. I think, first of all, he deserves the benefit of time any way you slice it, because like you said, with such efficiencies up top, maybe it's exactly the type of player that we want to and can afford to put in those lower roles to really kind of help propel. But if you brought that chart back up again, you don't have to. Real one that's sticking out to me.
I know it is.
Mr. Timo Meier. You can't make such a big splash getting that guy and giving him $9 million a year and getting that kind of value for his contract. That is really a detriment to this team. And we all know what he can be, and that's why we still get excited about how he's built, what he should be. But that says a lot about what we're getting out of him compared to what we thought.
Well, let me ask you a question. If the Devils end up losing in the first round of the playoffs next year, second in the Metro, let's say we go up against, I don't know, whoever's third in that division, and we lose. And Timo ends up, 55, 60 points around there. What's your feelings after next year? Like, if it's been 3 full seasons and we have not seen what he was brought here for, and he hasn't lived up to that at all, at that point, there are some changes that you have to be able to, in any sport, kind of, when it comes to managing, you have to be able to, act on the fly on certain things. Tom Fitzgerald isn't, he is just wait, guys, it's all going to work out. The team I put together will work out, but it never does. So I just don't know, at what point are we done with that? I mean, because I'm willing to give Timo another year. This time last year, I was saying the exact same thing about Palat, and now I'm done. So,
yeah, I know that we've talked a lot about Timo too, about when you really look behind his numbers, he was never a giant point producer. But even when he got super hot last spring, you remember when Tim wouldn't stop telling us how he kept saying that was going to happen over and over again? Yeah. But no, he was super hot. Tim was absolutely right. Even when he was doing that, though, did you get the sense that he was carrying the team at all? I didn't get the feeling that he was willing the team to win or anything. And maybe that's just me. I just didn't feel that despite his hot point streak. And at some point, if he literally has 55 points this year, and maybe he doesn't do anything in the playoffs where you could see he was driving it, he was trying to will us to win, and it just didn't happen, then it could be a possibility to look to see if you can move him. My worry is, I think other teams also know that we overpaid for that, and you're not going to get full value. And he's also after 3 years of not producing where you thought, you're not going to get as much.
But if you're a team too, if you're a team and looking at that, and you're saying, okay, the cap's going up X amount of dollars every year, even if Timo Meier, I can keep him at, I can get him at a 70 to 80 point. If you believe you can get him to 70, 80 points, that $9 million might not be such a big deal in 2 years. But I totally get what you're saying, because the idea of Timo Meier and what we got him in here to do, it hasn't happened. It happens in March. I get that. But he's got to be consistent all year. And I've heard different people trying to come up with different reasons why this is. On San Jose, he was the only dude. So he was, carrying all that play, generating all their offense, and the numbers are going to be there. In New Jersey, he doesn't have to do that. You can divvy things up a little bit more, and maybe that, isn't conducive to his style. He's still kind of learning. But at the same time, I also feel like 3 separate coaches have not been able to figure out what to do with Timo Meier. So that's the thing that kind of concerns me. So, Tim, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean all of that. Like he hasn't produced like we want him to. Like I've obviously pointed out the power play stuff. Like he was the focus on power play one in San Jose, and he's not even on power play one here. Maybe the left wing, right wing stuff does affect him a little bit more. But if you look at, I think January, February, I don't think he had a single 5-on-5 goal during January and February when we really needed him to step up and take the reins. When Jack went down, like he didn't step up when we needed him to. The whole team was a mess, but that would have been a great opportunity for him to be like, fucking hop on my back, boys. Like I know what I'm doing. He definitely still has this this sort of passengerish vibe, like he does this thing where like every zone entry he like barrels into the zone. You're like, hell yeah, here we go, Timo. Then he circles behind the net, spins and fires like a bad angle shot from like the goal line almost. Went in once on Kochekov in the playoffs, but shit never works, man. The amount of posts that he hit, the amount of times he missed the net. Like sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't, and it's a consistency issue. It is a hard style to continue to play, but I think for the money that we gave him, it wasn't necessarily just to score goals and to produce points. We also we brought him in to be a menace, to be a disruptor, to wreck fucking games for the other team. So I don't know. It's
do you feel like he's doing that at least?
Not consistently. Okay. When he gets to the playoffs, like March on, yes. Absolutely. And honestly, like if we get to a point where we're good enough and then he turns it on and becomes the guy, from then on, I'm kind of okay with that. To be honest, like I think maybe what he does in the playoffs should be kind of weighted a little bit more heavy than whatever he does in the regular season. But we haven't gotten to the playoffs and spent long enough in the playoffs for him to really put that tape together, that resume tape together where it's like, yeah, that's what we fucking paid for.
Yeah, I'd be totally down for a Timo like that. And I also still think that he's the type of guy that can steal you a whole round if he gets hot, but I just haven't seen him show me that yet. I still think it, and again, we're short stays in the playoffs, so it's kind of hard to do.
I want to see that like him being all in fucking Igor's kitchen like he was in the Rangers with I think he had 4 points in 5 games versus Carolina. That's pretty good considering where we were. That level of production with that level of menace against the Rangers, we put that together in a playoff series. Yeah, that's the guy that I want. I want to see that more consistently. I'd love to see more consistency across the season, because if we're paying you $8.8 million and you're giving us $6 million in value, that's another $2.8 million we could be using somewhere else.
Right. Now, I genuinely like Timo Meier. I like everything about his game. I want to see him succeed on this team so badly because when my brain starts going to, if we had a season with full health and a good productive season from all the guys, from Hughes, from Bratt, from Timo, from Nico, this team could be so freaking good. Offensively, they could be so good, but that's the problem. Like, it just seems like we constantly just keep on hitting a wall, and with everybody, whether it's injuries or guys not producing or whatever. And that's again why I'm also excited to see Sheldon Keefe's system in the second year and see what these guys do now, because I do think that Timo Meier, being that power forward that he is able to, when he wants to, he can take over games. I mean, when he wants to just, like you said, be up in a goalie's kitchen, just hitting people, playing that physical power forward role, he's noticeable, and people will back off by the third period when Timo is on his game. And we've seen that in the playoffs, but we haven't, like you said, haven't seen it consistently throughout the year.
I think he needs to realize that he is and should be one of the leaders on this team. I don't think we should have this notion of he was the guy on San Jose, therefore maybe he produced more. Just have the mentality that you can still be the guy on this team too, even though Hughes is also one of the guys and Heischer's one of the guys and Brett. So what? Like, more the merrier. I just think that constant level going.
Exactly. The amount of goals we scored, it's not a pie. Like, theoretically, that number is infinity. Like, even if Jack scores 3 goals, you can too. Like, we don't
Right.
have to win 3-1. We can win 6-1. You know, it's fine. It's okay, Timo, to score.
He doesn't need to defer to the other superstars. You are supposed to be one of our superstars.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes it just takes a couple years to really get that mentality. Maybe this is the year.
And if he's still on power play too, which probably will happen, because I don't see why we would break up the first power play unit. I mean, it was so fucking dangerous. But he'll also have, instead of hopefully Palat and Tatar and whatever fucking bag of trash they have on power play too.
Yeah.
He'll have better players. So have a full season of Luke with another year of confidence in Luke. Like, Luke and Timo hit that one timer a couple times where I was like, that's the one right there. Like, that's the goal that I want to see. Like, if power play 1 doesn't score and comes off the ice, and power play 2 goes out there, Luke and Timo should be scoring within the first 5 to 10 seconds every fucking shift they go out there.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's showing that he can score on power play 2, maybe they're not just going to get the last 20 seconds.
Right.
Maybe I know you're still majority to line 1, but sometimes they were going out like real short shift left.
Yeah, I've called it ceremonial. It's just like, we got to give the second unit the last 15 seconds. But it looked like shit sometimes when they were out there. They didn't have any good zone entries. Yeah, that was.
Well, when you're, like you said, when you're going out there and you only have 20 seconds, you're rushing everything. You're not. So it sucks. And maybe we just need to make minors 3 minutes, and then that way we can get a good second power play unit out there.
I think
we'll talk to Gary.
Now, I saw when I hopped back on, I saw some comments about Jack on the wing. Were you guys talking about possibly moving Jack over? Or is that just something
we totally sold it? It's the way it's got to be. There's no way Jack should play center anymore.
No,
is that how it went?
Bobby's lying to you, Chris.
That is exactly how it goes.
Jack's the center.
Yeah,
Jack's the center.
Yeah,
he can if they put out that Nico Bratt Jack line, put him on the wing.
But that's a break glass in case of emergency line.
Yeah, that's a specific deployment, end of a period, take advantage of something, take advantage of the momentum swing or something like that, trying to get some momentum.
The defensive zone, offensive zone face off, and you got maybe a minute left in the period or something, and you're down a goal. Yeah, you're putting
Jack, Nico, Bratt, Luke, Dougie out there as a 5-man unit in offensive zone with a minute left. Like that line is fucking outrageous.
Yeah, they should score every single time they're out there.
Yeah, and what Bobby was saying before about Timo can also score. And what you were saying too. It's like the ceiling that we potentially have for some of these guys is very good.
Yeah,
it's elite in this league. It's really good. Like, if Jack can put up 40, which he has, Nico put up 35, Timo put up 40, Bratt put up 30. Like, suddenly you start to think about it. Like we could put together a pretty solid high end lineup.
I mean,
it's like if they all play to the back of their card, like we've said before, right? Then you do all the math. You're like, well, that can't happen. That would be like 300 goals. Well, yeah, it can happen. If they all did it, it can happen. Like you said, they're not going to cut you off at a certain amount of goals. So you're not allowed to score anymore.
Yes, it's not your kids 3-on-3 half ice games where they're like, "Ooh, you guys are scoring too much. Put the good kid in.
Last year we had a net for a period. Instead of a goalie, like just a.
They put the net down. They put the a shooter tutor.
It didn't reach the ice, so there was like 15 goals right on the ice before we got a goalie in there. So debacle. Anyway,
I want to see this team moving forward. I want to see them healthy first and foremost, because I think that we could have legitimately. There's 4 guys on this team. 1, 2. Yeah, I'll say 4 guys on this team that could be 90-point plus guys throughout a season. Bratt and Jack, absolutely. What did Nico have? Like 80 points this year?
67.
No, I thought he was in the 70s. No,
34, 35.
69?
39. Yeah, 35.
We said before, like, Nico at his max is a 70, 75 point guy at his best. So yeah, maybe you're not going to get that out of him. But Timo,
I think he had 80 in that 22-23 year. But
Timo can be a 90 point guy. Especially playing with Nico Hischier. Why these 2 guys should be able to put together some really, really good numbers. And again, I think a lot of it also comes down to assignments. And when everything is on the shoulders of Nico Hischier, you kind of have to, the guy's amazing. Now, you take some of that load off of him, maybe you're going to get more offensive goals and shit from Nico, because now you have Glass and Brown and guys in that third line that can take some of that heavy lifting off of Nico Hischier's shoulders.
I mean, when I see Nico Hischier's stat line at 35 goals and one less assist at 34, that just shows me how much he was just taking charge, man. Like, he wasn't getting the support he had, or he'd have higher assists than that. He was saying, we need a goal. I'm getting the goal. And the guy just had a phenomenal year. I'll take 69 points if he's getting 35 goals any time of the year, because they're big goals.
Yeah.
When Timo gets a little bit of open, or not Timo, sorry, Nico gets a little bit of open space and runway in the offensive zone, he's got a great shot. Like a fucking great shot. Like he can send that wrister past people from distance too. Like top of the circle.
Top of the circle.
That a few times. Yeah. Nico did score a lot of power play goals, and I think that was, I've talked about the sort of structure with Jack on the left flank, and then depending on what side the puck's on, whether it's on Jack's side or Brad's side, Nico and Nason will play that bumper net front roll and kind of go back and forth, and then once the puck's on net, they'll all kind of collapse down on it. So I'd be curious to see that the power play goals can kind of fluctuate a lot year to year. It is somewhat random. Like I don't think Nason's gonna be able to replicate what he did last season. It'd be great if he did.
Like, I'm probably most concerned about Stefan Nason moving into this year. Like, I don't know what we're going to get from him. He was kind of all over. At the beginning of the season, he was playing great. And especially when they moved him to PP1. And like you said, he was just a net front menace.
PP.
But then he completely fell off. Completely. Like, I'm concerned about where Stefan Nason is in this, because I see him on the fourth line this year. Is that the right spot for him? I don't know. Like, there's guys like him and Cotter. Are they fourth liners?
I think Cotter is. Nason Brown might see the third, fourth line right wing kind of flop back and forth. I don't know. And I saw Devil's Heaven asked about projected lineups. Like, we were talking about this before. It's like, there, as it sits right now, someone is going to be misslotted.
Also brings up real quick, like, go back to the Palat situation. Like, no matter what, he's getting ice time. You're not going to have Andre Palat sitting in the press box as a healthy scratch at $6 million a year. So no matter what, he's getting on this team, and that's another thing. Like, you're not going to scratch him every night. He shouldn't be in the lineup. So why is he in the fucking team now?
And that's like I made that line of like that Palat, Glass, Brown, or Nason line. That's your third shutdown line, and then you have fourth line of Cotter, fourth line center, and Brown or Nason, and that's like your four-checking menace line. Then you have Nico, Timo, and then Jack and Brad. But then there's Mercer, Dadonov, and Gritsuk. And where do you slot them into the top six? So we've talked about it before. It's like there seems to be one, even though we need more forward depth and better forward depth, there's one extra guy that is misslotted here, and I'm not sure what they're going to do about it. And it goes back to getting rid of fucking Palat.
Make a move. Make some move. Yeah, it's not going to be Palat. Make a move, because it's not lining up right now. If all of us and all the people listening, like, no one could sit here and make a definitive, these are the four lines that would absolutely kill, then you got a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even have one full line that we can say we know 100% that line's going to be thrown out. We got a couple of
pairs that everybody's comfortable with.
Yep. And that's it. We have the two pairs on the top, and so it's Jack and Brad who's playing with them. No one knows. Nico, Timo, same thing. And as far as, like, would you guys rather see, because I do not want to see Dawson Mercer as 3C. So if Mercer's on this team, I'm okay with him wing for Nico and Timo, or maybe
that's what we talked about while you were taking your little sabbatical there. We're saying, by moving Palat, you essentially help out that problem too, because now you're securing Glass as your 3C. Now you're not going to put Mercer down the fourth line role. It doesn't make much sense there. So you want to use his skill set up in the upper two as a complementary player to one of those other two top lines. And we said, I mean, how happy would you be if you just got a nice 25 goals for Mercer every year quietly on Jack's line or Nico's line?
Yeah.
You know, we know how he is on the board sometimes, right? We know there's some deficiencies in his game, but I can't help but think of him in like that Sakura type role, you know, just you're going to be there. You're going to put up some big goals. You've got some skill. You know how to play hockey, but you don't have to be the man.
He's got great hands in front of the net. You know, like that's why him and Nason then, and I don't like, we talked about it a little bit at the time, but it's kind of an under the radar thing that they did deployment wise is once Dougie got hurt and they put Luke in power play one, they swapped Nason and Mercer. I don't know if they're just like Nason's not producing anything, so we need to switch them. But you know, that was how our season went. Early in the year, there were some cracks, and it was largely power play, staunch defense, good goaltending, and we got some bottom six contributions from Cotter and Nason. Once Cotter and Nason went dry starting in January, that's when the cracks really started to show. And, you know, we really started to get shut out a lot. And that was why what Fitz addressed was our depth and not really anybody in the top six. You know, that 3C is still a hole, but I think they're going to move forward with Glass. The problem is with Glass being 3C means that when Jack or Nico get hurt, that means Glass is your 2C. Or are they going to then move Mercer to 2C and keep Glass in that 3C role? Right. So I don't know how they're going to do this, but I feel like there's a little bit of a misslotting.
This is for you, Bob.
Wasn't a comparison.
I like
a
that
light roll.
I like his put up that tweet again. His that concept jersey is fucking cool.
Yeah, that thing's sweet.
That's badass.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Where did you find that one, Husky? That's a really awesome one. That guy, that one show that I was checking out, I'm telling you, he has such cool ass jerseys that he goes and all the people send them in. They do all different theme stuff, and you know, usually the devil ones are pretty ugly, but he did one of them.
Was a fucking war crime. Like,
which one was that?
The one with like it was black, but it had like
with the
stripe. That had like the Vancouver Canuck stripe diagonal. I was like, fucking send this thing to the Hague.
You said 90s roller hockey, and you couldn't be more right, dude. That is exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, it's like pro beach hockey.
Yes.
All right, so he said just Google Devils concept jerseys, and that'll show up. And Husky, if you're into like checking out cool jerseys, I was telling the guys, check out this. You might have watched it or do watch it, but post to post it's called. It's this dude, and he just does all kinds of jersey reveals, and he has people sending in all kinds of cool ass themed jerseys. And there was a one that was they had a black Devils one with the like Mrs. Leeds cabin and the big Jersey Devil coming out of it. It was an awesome picture. No way it should be on a jersey, but it was a really cool design. And they had a mascot one, which was just our NJ Devil mascot's face over the whole front of the thing. It was atrocious. But we need to maybe do something about changing his name, the mascot. NJ Devil is the worst name for a mascot.
Like, you think you should have like a themed, like Jim?
How about Lucifer?
Lou.
I don't know, something like that. Or I don't know, just not NJ Devil.
Yeah, like the
Mr.
Seattle guys
DeVille?
booing.
And I'm thinking
Mr.
like,
DeVille?
I also got Mr. Met and NJ Devil, like a bunch of original fucking bastards.
Yeah,
Jesus.
you have a whole team of monkeys working around the clock on that one.
Yeah, the same ones that made the jersey.
We need a better black alternate jersey. Like Utica has that always looks very similar to Husky's profile picture. It's black with like the red U. Take the circle outline out, just like I think something nice and clean and simple with like just black with like a red or white logo on front would be fucking perfect.
I'm going to put together a bunch of pictures of some cool concepts, and we'll do a show where we just kind of go and talk about them and stuff. I think that'd be cool. But one of them was they had one that was the jersey. It was the exact same, all the same striping, same everything, except for jersey. It just said Devils. That one looked really good. I liked it. I liked the writing. I liked everything about it, and it not just jersey. I never liked the fact that it just said Jersey. I like the actual
It's
style.
so funny because that was very much done on purpose, as Brodeur said. It was just reference to how many people refer to the state as Jersey, not New Jersey. So that was actually one of their finer thought points regarding putting that jersey together. The billions of stripes and stuff were a little too busy for me, but that was the idea. I think they thought, yeah, we really got something here, man. Everybody calls it Jersey, man.
I think that people call it the people that only people that call it Jersey are people not from here.
Exactly. Have you? That's what I was going to ask. Is like, have you ever once been like, "I'm from Jersey"?
No, I'm from New Jersey.
I'm from
when
New Jersey.
I went to college, I picked up on that, and I after a while started telling because we're all from all over the place. I had shortened it freshman year because I would normally always say New Jersey, and then I just realized that I don't even think they know there's a New Jersey. They just know it as Jersey. So I just did that.
Yeah,
yeah. I think the stripes on the sleeves had some sort of significance to something. I forget what it was, like the number of them or something. Like
I read, and I think somebody corrected me that it had something to do with like Heischer's 13 stripes, and then either it's not 13 or that was completely false. That's the one nugget I had brought up, and I don't think it was correct at all.
It was the original 13 original colonies.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense for a Devils jersey.
Well, the Roanoke team was awesome back then. But yeah, I want to see what are you looking up with the 13 stripes, Tim?
I am. I'm actually looking at BBW porn right now.
Yeah, Devil Heaven, we're with you. Salary dump on Palat. You got to do it. I mean, if it's got to be somebody, it's got to be somebody. And if we were going to just live with Palat, Brown, Nason as our third line, like you said, a shutdown line, or what was it, Glass? What do we say? Glass, Palat, and Brown, right? That was the one that you had said. That's not a terrible shutdown line. It's really not.
No, and if that's their job, like if that's your job, like your job is to go out there and shut down Miller and to shut down Aho and to shut down whoever, that gives us a distinct advantage. If that's their only fucking job, they could have 0 fucking goals as long as the other guys have 0 goals.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where this thing goes.
Hang on. All right. So designed in conjunction with Devils legend executive Martin Brodeur, plays homage to the first 3 professional hockey teams called New Jersey Home, Newark Bulldogs, Rivervale Skeeters. And
dude, the Skeeters were awesome.
Additionally, the 21 the 21 stripes of the 21 counties in New Jersey.
Okay.
So
it's not 13, nor has anything to do with T-shirt.
It's nothing to do with 13.
Hey, look at that.
There we go.
666 just says, yeah, right here.
Jesus, what the fuck, Pat? I have to look at shit on my phone, closing
stripes
out all
have to do with the 21 counties in New Jersey. 5 stripes for retired numbers. Also something to do with the Bulldogs. Okay,
it's just too many stripes. I don't like all the stripes.
Yeah, it's like the 21 counties thing. Like I know we all did that exercise in school where we had to know where the 21 counties were.
Again, that was actually a very thoughtful decision because what they're trying to do from a marketing standpoint is have it be kind of New Jersey's team when the reality is anybody like south of Ocean County is going to be Flyers fans. Anybody, half of us are going to be Ranger fans, but they were trying to really kind of say we're the whole state. And unfortunately, no, Devils, you're not. You're never going to get Southern Jersey.
They have half a stripe for the top half of Middlesex County.
Because there is an absolute way that the Devils could be a more broader appeal to the majority of residents in this state if they were not in Newark. If they moved the stadium somewhere down middle of New Jersey, right off of the Parkway, and you put a nice stadium there, wherever, Asbury, maybe a little further south, I don't know. But then you would definitely get a lot more people if I got to drive an hour to go to Philly and watch the Flyers, or I drive 45 minutes and see the Devils, as opposed to 2.5 to 3 hours to see the Devils. Right. I think that's one way. It'll never happen.
And we've talked about that. We've talked about that, of course, before. But the other thing is now you're talking another 3 generations before you're really poaching from the Flyers, because they've already got their adults are watching it. Their kids are watching what their parents are watching. You need those kids to have the kids. And just like we've seen, we saw the lean years, right? It really did take a while.
Yeah, I mean, our parents were New York Rangers fans.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're looking at another 30 years before you're really getting those Flyer fans over here.
Nah, not to mention that they're
After
not
we
going to move
move.
the team.
Fuck the Flyers.
Yeah.
I don't want those fucking trash bag fans.
Well, they wouldn't be
anywhere
Flyer
near me.
fans anymore.
Chris
They'd be
just
Devils fans.
wants the arena like in his backyard.
I was thinking that it'd be awesome if it was just like 10 minutes away. That would be fantastic.
Just walk
and
down
then
there in
there's
your
like the
boxers,
Lakewood-
scratching your nuts, just like, hey,
There's
got
like
my
the Lakewood
coffee,
Blue
you're gonna go to
Claws.
the hockey game.
Yeah.
I never went to
Go.
a single game.
Oh, it's fun. Blue Claws. They're
know.
not Lakewood anymore, though. They're the Jersey Shore Blue Claws.
It's nice.
Minor league baseball is fucking a lot of fun.
It's fun.
We used to take the kids when they were little to the Blue Claw games a lot, and we just get like they would run these little promotions, and they were like $10 for one ticket for the kid. You got like hot dogs, soda, some free games and stuff, and then lawn seats. So we'd spend like $50-$60, have a couple of beers, a few hot dogs, sit on the lawn, watch the game. They do fireworks afterwards. Always a blast. The kids always had a fun time.
Beers and hot dogs. You'd be doing that thing over the railing on the parkway again.
That's right. That's right.
Our-
Dropping them and dumping them right over the guardrail.
My West Windsor Plainsboro Little League team, West Windsor Plainsboro Cranberry Little League team. We used to go to like every year the Trenton Thunder, and they had one of those pitching machines where you can like test your velocity.
Mm-hmm.
And I was supposed to pitch and like, the kind of qualifying. Bobby, you probably did this playing baseball as a kid, but they had like the regional qualifying tournaments to like ladder up to the Little League World Series. Like it's like basically whoever just the honor of playing Tom's River and get the shit kicked out of you by Tom's River. But I blew out. I was supposed to pitch, and then the day before I went to this Trenton Thunder game and fucking blew out my shoulder trying to max out when I was like 13 years old on this fucking speed gun. Anyway, that's my Little League baseball story. Cool.
Yeah.
Did your Little League name part of their road? Little League?
No, but we had
highway?
to come 6 towns to even like to lose to Tom's River 17-0.
Yeah, Tom's River always had a good Little League.
That's why I never made the team.
Yeah. What they win they won the World Series? What, like that had to have been
I was in college in 97.
No, it was after 98. It had to have been like 98, 99, around there.
What's his name who was on the Mets on
Todd
that
Frazier.
Yeah.
Todd Frazier.
And Mike Trout too.
Mike Trout.
He's from a different town, but I think it's that general vicinity, isn't it?
No, I know Frazier was the big name, and because he went to high school south, which is
he's from Jersey. I just don't remember. Yeah, but Frazier. Yeah,
Frazier definitely.
Yeah.
I used to own a bagel shop right downtown in Tom's River, and he used to come in all the time when he was in high school. Like I knew the kid just after he won the World Series. Yeah, he was like a 16-year-old.
It's always nice
kid.
when like not only did they become professional. Yeah, not only become professional athletes and then they're like retired before like you even figure out what you want to do in your life. Like, no, I'm just done playing baseball now. So
exactly.
How's the bagel thing going? Oh, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself, Todd. Real quick before we finish up, just isn't the alternate jerseys only a 3-year run? And now
I thought it was supposed to be, but like I don't know if that's actual real information or something that someone made up somewhere that I read. But I thought that was the case.
I'd heard that too, but
if we all heard it, then maybe that's true because
we have all heard it from Tim though.
That's true.
That may be the case, to be honest.
Yeah. So I mean maybe we are going to get a new third jersey sometime soon. That would be awesome.
They need to mix in the Stadium Series jerseys more. Like I don't know why those haven't made an appearance again.
We only wore them once. What's your news flash, Bob?
So as a guy that often doesn't say no to just taking on new responsibilities, hence the fact that doing a hockey show in August, guess who's also the manager of a travel hockey team now?
Oh shit, you're the manager?
We're gonna split a lot.
Were there no moms available?
Yeah. Dick. We're going to split a lot of the duties because one of the number one things they want is you to be able to kind of be in that booth, taking score. And I'm like, that's the one thing I don't want to do. I'd rather coordinate how we get people in there. I want to watch from the stands and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, just all the logistics of tournaments and collecting money and maybe getting some fundraising and shit like that. They just need some help. And I'm always there. So,
that's awesome, B.
Yeah, I'm going to jump into that. So I got to go.
Just a quick update. Luke Hughes still doesn't have a contract.
Well, real quick, Devil Heaven asked one question. What number did Marty wear in Utica? That's his trivia question. I thought it was 28, but you might be right.
I know he had 29 when he first came up.
Yeah.
And maybe that first camp. I'm not sure if that was his number in Utica or not.
Yeah, I remember 29, but couldn't
All
tell
right,
you.
so we're gonna go with 29, Devil Heaven. That's our final
Tony
answer.
would definitely know. He's probably got the jersey.
So we gotta wait to see here. What's the answer,
and a
dude?
Scorecard.
Spit it out.
Dude, they're probably on a bit of a delay. So
did you hear I'm a manager now? Let's move.
Yeah, he's a manager.
So what are your managerial duties?
60?
Like,
no,
60?
That's not right. That's Husky's guess. I'm sorry.
I was like, what? No. What are your managerial duties? Like,
well, like I said,
like, are you on the bench or are you like?
No,
do you have,
I
like,
could,
a little
but no.
top kit.
Make sure that the lineup card gets to the officials, scheduling things for practice, making sure all the logistics are done. If we're getting a hotel, what do you need to know to get the hotel? Where are the rinks? Locker assignments, just anything you can share and communicate with the schedule. The treasurer, whoever we find for that, would kind of talk to me too about our budget and what we have left and all that kind of stuff. So
that sounds like fun, man.
Yeah, it's all right to do. Why not?
The hotel parents coordination, man, that's the one.
We'll be in Bethlehem in October for our first. Oh, by the way,
do you come to like York or down
January?
South?
No, I don't go to South U. I'm Delaware College in a couple weeks, but January 25th we're playing Princeton in Hamilton.
No, you're playing
so
Iceland.
I'm going to be really close. I'm going to be really close to Jersey peeps. So I'm letting the family know, see if we can get a bunch out there for that game. So
this is hockey.
Yeah, it's Caden's game.
I'm coming.
Yeah, I think it's a Sunday at 10 a.m. on January 25th.
Just remind me.
I'm gonna when it gets closer. I'm gonna send out a big
busy that day.
Everybody out there. My initials are in the concrete somewhere around there. Maybe still.
No, well, I'm sure we'll find it. So,
probably
all right,
not. It's kind of a dump now, so
we're gonna wrap this thing up, guys. Thanks again for. I guess nobody wants to tell us the number.
It's 29.
Yeah, we're going 29, but who knows? We're gonna get out of here. Again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and wherever you're listening. If you are listening to the podcast, please a 5-star review, positive comment, like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Boys and girls, it helps the little podcast that could. I'm Chris with Tim and Bobby, and we're the Uncle Puckers. We'll see you when we see you, boys.
Bye-bye.
Suck a dick, Valley Cap.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!